Welcome back to the Ross Bolin podcast. I am Ross Bolin, here with the kid producer Kade Orris. Kade, how we doing?
Doing pretty good, Ross.
I'm going to talk like a radio guy the whole show today.
All right.
Would you like that?
No, not really.
No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay, good.
We don't have that problem.
No.
I feel like we've got enough to deal with.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
You doing good, though? Feeling good?
Feeling good. Got a little boat thing tomorrow, so excited about that.
What's a boat thing, kid?
Gonna go on a boat and get drunk. That's the boat thing.
Okay.
Yeah. With a couple friends that I know, and then a lot of people I don't know, so that'll be fun.
Strangers on a boat.
Strangers, yeah. A lot of strangers on a boat. So
you never know how that's gonna go.
No, you never do. So just gonna get really drunk and hope for the best. That's the game plan going into it.
Because of the implication. You never know how that's gonna go.
Because the implication, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, maybe they'll play that song on a boat.
By the Lonely Island.
Yeah.
Is that the only boat song you know?
No, there's more.
There's other boats.
I just feel like that one gets overplayed on. This is
On
going to be a
boats.
party barge.
Yeah, party barge on
Yeah,
Lake
they'll
Travis.
probably play that stupid song.
No, I think they're more like EDM people, which honestly,
Maybe they'll have an EDM remix of it.
it wouldn't shock me that it's out there.
Dude, EDM on a boat sounds like my nightmare.
No, I might consider just like going overboard once I just start losing my mind.
Hey, just wear your life vest, you know?
No, I was just probably going to drown myself.
Oh, dude, that's not cool. Jesus. Dark. Let's move to something light.
Okay.
Quick show for y'all today. Easily digestible, as I like to say. We'll start with an insane headline of the day that made me do a spit take last night when I stumbled across it on Twitter. Chuck E. Cheese employee in mouse costume arrested by TPD for credit card fraud. TPD in this case stands for Tallahassee Police Department. And you have just Google Tallahassee Chuck E. Cheese and you're going to get the image results because you have to see the photos here.
All-time photos.
Absolutely incredible stuff. People are calling for whoever took these photos to get the Pulitzer this year. The story, this is from the Tallahassee Democrat. It says, social media is abuzz as locals share photos and video of renowned mouse, Chuck E. Cheese, being arrested by Tallahassee Police Department officers and being taken out of the restaurant as kids and families look on. While some questioned why police couldn't wait till the man was out of his costume, another photo later shows the arrested man unmasked with the Chuck E. Cheese mascot head on top of the squad car. This is very Breaking Bad coded. Like, this is something that would happen to one of the doofuses in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
TPD confirmed the legitimacy of the photos and said that TPD arrested Jermel Jones on 3 felonies. Police spokesperson Alicia Hill said police were called to the parking lot of the Chuck E. Cheese July 3rd after a caller reported a stolen credit card. The victim met officers outside and said that they had a party at the pizza joint in June. Afterward, she noticed about $100 of fraudulent charges on her card from places she didn't shop at or hadn't been to, which is typically how it goes with credit card fraud. You ever had your credit card
Stolen?
yoinked?
No. I lost my wallet once, but that was like no one got to it. Like I canceled it like immediately after, so like no one ever got the chance to use it. But like I'm usually pretty good about like keeping like the valuables on me.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not really how your credit card gets stolen most of the time, though. It's shit like this. So, like, she handed her credit card to a Chuck E. Cheese employee who recorded the number, the CVV code on the back, and the expiration date, and then gave the card back to her, and then went and used her card number and information and defrauded her that way. That's typically how it goes down. It's not always like you physically lose the plastic.
Yeah.
I've had this happen once. I had about $500 worth of charges to Kohl's, KOHL''S, pop up on my account, and I was like, I don't shop at Kohl's. What the fuck?
No, you're not a big Kohl's Cash
Not a huge
person?
Kohl's Cash guy.
No.
And, you know, obviously when this happens, the bank is pretty good about taking care of it and getting the charges declined or taken off your account or whatever. So I think that's only happened to me once, but it is a pretty common crime, obviously. Back to the Tallahassee Democrat, it says, she was able to trace the activity to an employee at the restaurant at 2810 Scherer Road. Police initially identified the suspect as an employee who was checking stamps at the front door. because, Chuck E. Cheese, security-wise, like, if you don't have a stamp, you're not getting in.
No.
But when they returned to make an arrest, they were advised by another employee that the suspect was now dressed as Chuck E. Cheese. So they walked over with the intention of just walking outside to put handcuffs on him outside of public view, Hill told the Democrat. But according to police reports, one officer, while grabbing the employee, even referred to him as the character himself, Chucky. He said, quote, "Chucky, come with me, Chucky." Which this is just like getting arrested is not what you want.
No.
Generally.
Right.
But getting arrested as Chucky Cheese is somehow significantly worse. Like, part of what's not included in the story that I would like to know, did they put him in the squad car wearing the costume and take him to county wearing the costume?
From the photos, it looks like it. Like, I mean, they removed removed the
mouse head.
The mouse head because you probably couldn't fit in the car.
Yeah, he's got too much fucking shit on him.
Yeah, but I think he is in costume and he's getting booked, and they probably take the costume with them.
Dude, typically when you're booked into county on misdemeanor charges, this sounds like felony stuff, so I'm not sure. I've never committed or been arrested for a felony, but typically, whatever you're wearing is what you're wearing in the holding cell.
Yeah.
So, you're just in there in your street clothes. Now, if you get booked in for an extensive stay, then they put you in, a jumpsuit.
And they, take all
your
clothes
your clothes, they bag them up, and yeah. But I wonder if they made this dude go to the holding cell, obviously not with the mouse head on. But wearing the rest of the Chuck E. Cheese outfit, and it kind of looks like that's what happened.
You got another guy in there. He's like, "So what are you in here for?" Asking Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, and then there's another dude who's been arrested, and he's just got everything but the Mickey Mouse head on.
Yeah,
the full Mickey Mouse. Yeah, it's just a jail filled with fucking cartoon characters. Come with me, Chucky. It says, quote, "But when they approached him, he immediately tensed up and resisted. And so at this point, they make the decision to put him in handcuffs, keeping in mind the safety of not only the customers, but the suspect as well as the officers themselves," Hill continued. "It is unfortunate that the person who is the subject of this investigation and who we had probable cause on happened to be in a suit and a costume," she said, adding that the officers found the stolen credit card in his possession. So never mind, he did steal the credit card.
He just straight up stole it. Okay.
And had it on him? Was holding it in his, Chuck E. Cheese pocket?
Gotta keep that thing on, yeah.
With a half a slice of pizza or something? And some fucking coins?
Yeah.
Do they even have coins anymore? I bet they don't.
I bet it's on a little plastic card. Yeah.
Probably had a few of those in there too, Man.
I love this picture, the initial one I saw, and there's some kids in the background just watching this.
Kids in the background watching Chucky get taken away in handcuffs. And then you can see on the wall the Chuck E. Cheese famous slogan, "Where a kid can be a kid." And it's two under 8-year-olds watching the beloved mouse get hauled off to county jail in full costume. And the look on the cop's face, he's like, "I can't believe this is my
this
job,
is my day,
dude. Yeah. What are we doing?"
I mean, this just seems like a typical day in Florida, though.
Yeah, this is some Florida shit. Tallahassee, man. Tallahassee Democrat. Shout out to Chuck E. Cheese. I still haven't been.
Ever?
No. I've been a whole bunch of times as a kid. It has. I've talked about on the show before how Chuck E. Cheese has apparently changed a lot.
Yeah, they got rid of the animatronics.
They don't have the animatronic band. I think it's a lot more digital. You don't have coins anymore. Mm-hmm. Big changes have been made to the franchise that at some point I'll get exposed to, but as of yet, I have not. So I can only hope that when I do eventually go, I get to see at least somebody in costume get arrested. They don't have anybody in costume other than Chuck E. at this point, I don't think.
Right.
Yeah,
they don't get the rest of the band in costume anymore.
Well, they've all been retired.
Yeah.
This show is sponsored by Liquid IV. I've been spending a lot of time at the pool this summer. Got a couple of short beach trips planned for, I guess, next weekend maybe, and at some point in August. Very stoked for those. But being out in the sun for hours at a time, my main priorities are sunscreen to protect my white ass and Liquid IV to keep me from getting dehydrated. No matter how hot your summer gets, Liquid IV can help you get hydrated for the adventures ahead. The summer heat means it's the perfect time to try their new Arctic raspberry flavor. Plus, Liquid IV has sugar-free solutions powered by Live Hydroscience for smart hydration. Visit liquidiv.com and use code ROSS at checkout for 20% off your first order. We've been loving Liquid IV here at Bowling Media for many, many years at this point because it gets the job done, hydrates better than water alone, tastes incredible with their variety of delicious flavors. Liquid IV makes regular water tasty as hell. My favorite flavor right now is the white peach. I can't get enough of it. I mix it in my water bottle in the morning and before workouts as well to get 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. We've got like 20 bags of Liquid IV in the storage closet here at Bowling Media. So it's always available for us and our guests. We love it. Guests love it as well. And remembering to drink enough water every day is a constant struggle for a lot of us. And as a result, we're walking around dehydrated without even realizing it, which affects everything, your energy levels, your mental health, everything. Liquid IV has you covered all summer long. You just dump one of their little packets of Liquid IV into your water, stir it up a bit so it tastes 3 times better with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks and is significantly more hydrating than water alone. Explore the delicious sugar-free options, including white peach, lemon lime, rainbow sherbet, and more. You can find all their flavors, their hydration multipliers online, and you can experience their newest flavor, Arctic Raspberry, plus discover more fun flavors like cotton candy or popsicle firecracker. Just 1 stick in 16 ounces of water. Hydrates better than water alone. Powered by Live Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. 8 essential vitamins and nutrients. Always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Squeeze the most out of your summer with Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code ROSS at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code ROSS at liquidiv.com.
Grab your light. This is Stuff the Wikipedia when you're high.
Stuff the Wikipedia when you're high.
All right, today's Stuff to Wikipedia when you're high is the Kentucky meat shower.
Okay. Curious to hear what this is all about.
It's a shower of meats.
Yeah.
The Kentucky meat shower was an incident occurring for a period of several minutes between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. on March 3rd, 1876, which I believe is when we gained independence.
You're off by 100 years there, but close.
1776. Yeah. That's the one. We were 100 years deep. We were due for a meat shower, frankly, at that point. Where what happened? Kade's a history buff. Where I am not. Where what happened to appeared to be chunks of red meat fell from the sky in a 100 by 50 yard area near Olympia Springs in Bath County, Kentucky. There exist several explanations, from blood rain to vulture ejecta, as to how this occurred and what the meat, quote unquote, was. Although the exact type of meat was never identified, various reports suggested it was beef, lamb, deer, bear, or horse. They didn't narrow it down much.
No, not really. It's very general. Yeah.
Any of those? Despite various theories, the exact cause of the Kentucky meat shower remains a subject of speculation and mystery. On March 3rd, 1876, 100 years after
we gained independence,
the American Revolution, a farmer's wife, Mrs. Crouch, was making soap on her porch. Some Kentucky shit right there. Making soap on your porch. When she reported seeing a piece of meat fall from the sky. She said she was 40 steps from her house when the meat began to hit the ground. I don't know how you can be on your porch making soap and also be 40 steps from your house, but whatever. Mrs. Crouch and her husband believed the event was a sign from God. I don't know that would be my first guess. Meat's falling from the sky, and I'm like
God's sending us a sign, like
sending us meat.
Yeah. Here you go. You're welcome. Yeah.
You remember when I got that random meat package delivered to me? This was probably like...
maybe.
Man, this may have even been pre-RBP. I don't even know if I told this story. I feel like I did, though. One day I was at my apartment, and a box showed up. It was delivered. It had no information on who it was from at all. and it was just a huge box of meats, assorted meats from like, it wasn't from Buc-ee's, it was from the Czech Stop, which is in, I'm going to forget, but it's between here and Houston.
Okay.
And it had like summer sausage and you know, like some venison and like a
Some
bunch
beef, lamb, deer, bear, and horse.
Oh yeah, exactly. All those. Yeah,
all
maybe no
those.
horse, but yeah, it was just assorted meats, like a bunch of it. I'm talking like probably like $100 worth of meat. It was a
maybe more.
big box, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know meat prices that well, but like a substantial amount of meat delivered to my doorstep. And I was suspicious of it because of the lack of information. I was like, okay, who would just like, it had my name,
Yeah.
like William Ross Bolin, wasn't.
And you're at an apartment too,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like sending it to.
No, wasn't wrong
Bolin
address,
Media,
wasn't going to
HQ,
Bolin
yeah.
Media. Bolin Media didn't even exist at this point. Like, it was a random package. And so I tried some of the summer sausage and it was really good.
Yeah.
And I texted one of my friends who I thought it might be to be like, yo, did you send me a bunch of meat? And he was like, nah, but if you have random meat, I wouldn't just eat it. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, okay. So I put out, and this is how long ago this was, I put up on Facebook, hey,
Wow.
did anybody send me a bunch of meat? Because, like, this looks delicious and I'd like to enjoy it, but if I can't identify who it's from, I feel pretty scared without a source, you know? Like, what if it's somebody trying to poison me,
Right.
you know? I was paranoid.
Yeah, or if it's like human meat. Like
Or
you-
if, yeah, I don't know. But it was from the Czech Stop, so I knew where it was
I
from.
mean, they could switch up the packaging. You never know.
I guess. Some serial killer thinking, kid. Dark thoughts
I mean,
today.
someone sent you a box of meat.
So like a few days pass, and at this point, I'm like, all right, it's just sitting there. Again, in my apartment, my one bedroom
Did you put it in
apartment.
the freezer?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
it was. I
okay,
stored it properly,
okay.
but every time I go to the fridge or the freezer, I'm seeing it, and I want to have it,
Yeah.
and I can't have it because I'm worried about where it's from. And eventually, I'm like, I got to just throw this out because it's bugging me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I should. In hindsight, I should have just froze it all. But
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
'cause
taking. I'm talking about a substantial amount of meat here, taking up a shitload of space in my freezer and fridge.
Yeah, those apartment fridges don't.
No.
They don't got a lot of space on them.
No, dude, it was too much. I had groceries and stuff, you know, minimal groceries. I was single, you know, but I had some, and I needed to clear space. And eventually, I got sick of the temptation because I kept getting home from the bars or whatever and wanted to eat some of this meat, and then being like, I don't want to die. So I fucking threw it all out. And literally within 24 hours of me throwing it all out, the dude who sent it to me finally hits me up to be like, yo, did you get that package, a substantial package of meats?
Yeah.
It was a college friend of mine, dude named Garrett, who I had sent some shirts to from our then company.
Mm-hmm.
And he just completely failed to alert me to this. Like, yo, I'm sending you some stuff as a thank you in return.
Yeah.
Didn't say shit, just left it as a surprise. And I couldn't bring myself to tell him, like, you stupid bastard, I threw it all away. Like, now
You
nobody gets the substantial meats.
Yeah. You didn't label it. You didn't tell me who it's from.
You gotta hit me up in
yeah,
advance.
you can't just send a random package
of
full
meats,
of meats.
or anything really.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, that's my meat story. Back to Mrs. Crouch and her husband who thought it was a sign from God. The phenomenon was covered by Scientific American, the New York Times, and other publications. Man, like, they didn't have shit going on in 1876.
No, it was 1876. What else?
This was like the biggest news of the month, probably.
Yeah.
National publications were picking it up. It says most of the meat, I love the specifics here. Most of the meat pieces were approximately 2 by 2 inches. At least one piece was 4 by 4 inches, though.
Okay.
All right? Something to put a pin in. It's not. The meat appeared to be beef, but according to the first report in Scientific American, 2 men who tasted it judged it to be lamb or deer. Pause. I wouldn't even eat the substantial package of meats that was sent to my house, stored properly, and from a reputable location.
Mm-hmm.
They found at least 2 dudes who were willing to eat sky meat that fell from the sky,
Yeah.
to
Again,
try to figure out what type it was.
again, 1876. Do you think they grilled it out too, or they just pop it in?
Surely not raw.
Yeah.
Which is also, that's like they, couple of bros cooking it up.
Yeah.
We'll try it.
We'll try it. Yeah. We'll
As long
grill
as you let
out.
us grill it. Yeah. Written in the Sanitarian, Leopold Brandes identified the substance as Nostac, a type of cyanobacteria.
Of course, yeah.
Yep,
Totally.
yeah, we're familiar. Brandes gave the meat sample to the Newark Scientific Association for further analysis, leading to a letter from Dr. Alan McLean Hamilton appearing in the medical record and stating the meat had been identified as lung tissue from either a horse or, wait for it, a human infant.
Okay, I thought they were going to say bear. So we could get the bear in there, too.
Quote, the structure of the organ in these two cases being almost identical. Well, I didn't know that human infant
And
and horse lung
we're similar.
were that similar. And again, like I keep waiting for them to be like, and they brought in the president of the United States to comment on this. Like, how many people were involved in this meat mystery?
I mean, when meat's falling from the sky, you're going to wonder, like, what's going on?
Why?
Why? You know?
Maybe they should have just chalked this one up to God like that lady was trying to do and moved on. The composition of this sample was backed up by further analysis with 2 samples of the meat being identified as lung tissue, 3 as muscle, and 2 as cartilage. Brandes' Gnostic theory relied on the fact that nostoc expands into a clear jelly-like mass when rain falls upon it, often giving the sense that it was falling with the rain. Charles Fort noted in his book, The Book of the Damned, there had been no rain. The Book of the Damned? What is happening here? Locals favored the explanation that the meat was vomited up by buzzards who, quote, as is their custom, seeing one of their companions disgorge himself, immediately follow suit. So apparently when buzzards see another buzzard puke,
Yeah.
they all start puking.
I feel like that's the case with just like any sort of puke. Like, you know how like,
humans too.
Yeah,
you see somebody pull trig like that.
Yeah, then it just causes a chain reaction. Yeah.
Almost like when you see somebody yawn.
Yeah.
It spreads like a virus.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Louis D. Castenbein presented this theory in the contemporaneous Louisville Medical News as the best explanation of the variety of meat, the buzzard yakking. Vultures apparently vomit as part of making a quick escape, and also as a defensive method when threatened. I respect that. Somebody's coming at you, just start projectiling. Yeah. Like nobody's going to fight a puking dude.
No.
You know?
No.
In 2024, the Bath County History Museum opened an exhibit for the Kentucky Meat Shower, showcasing a preserved piece from the event. They have a piece of unidentified meat from 1876
It's like 150 years.
sitting in a fucking museum as of last year in Bath County History Museum.
Hold on. Do they have a picture of this?
Would you rather see the piece of meat from the mystery meat shower or the that fucking rat in Chicago, the Chicago rat hole,
Like,
which I believe was stolen or something? Which one would you rather go see in person? Mystery meat in Kentucky or the Chicago rat hole if you had the chance?
no, you know what I really want to go see was that 100 foot long beard that we talked about.
Oh yeah, that was gnarly.
But between those two, I don't know.
I'd go rat hole.
You're gonna go rat hole, but we don't even know if it's a rat.
Dude, at least when you go and see and it only gives you like a minute and a half of entertainment, then you're in Chicago and you can go like do other shit.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
in Bath County History Museum.
Dude,
Is it in there? You're seeing a photo of it?
I don't even know what that is. I know.
Jesus, it's in like a jar?
Yeah,
Ugh.
that has the smell so gnarly. Like you open that, and I feel like there's.
This is the most bunk exhibit I've ever seen.
So yeah, no, you're probably right.
It's literally a table with a red cloth on it. A woman's dress. I guess that was the woman who.
what she was wearing.
What she was wearing when she
similar.
spotted it.
Yeah.
And then a fucking like medical jar you'd see in like a vampire movie
Right.
with a cork in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just this piece of mystery meat floating in some kind of preservatory fluid.
Yikes. So, are we chalking this up to buzzards? But I mean,
I'm chalking it up to God. I think God
God.
wanted this woman to have, I think she prayed for meat.
yeah.
And she didn't mean it in this sense.
Oh, so where did they
She
get
wanted
this?
to get some ding dong.
Yeah,
But
she wants some meat.
he
and
sent-
God took it too
Literally.
literal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing this blood rain stuff. They don't talk about that, really, do they?
It says that was one of the theories at the very beginning.
But they
and
talked about like the
never circles
buzzards,
back to it.
Yeah, throwing up or whatever. But
What is blood rain?
that's
Phenomenon where rainwater appears red due to the presence of red-colored dust or particles. I don't understand how that would explain meat. Chunks of meat, some of which were at
Maybe
least
that's
one
why
of
they
which
didn't
was
go-
4 by 4 inches.
Maybe that's why they didn't go into detail about it, because they're like, yeah, no, that's a stupid theory.
This is
It doesn't explain the meat.
It's all stupid. It's meat rain. Well, I'm gonna spend this weekend praying for meat, and we'll see
Yeah.
if we get some next week. A meat shower of our own.
Meat shower, yeah. That'd be nice.
Because if it's been, I can't do math, but a couple hundred years,
150 years. You're close to almost 150.
like exact, yeah, almost exact. Then we are due again.
We are, yeah.
When you're starting a business or running a startup, it can be incredibly intimidating and lonely because you're wearing so many different hats. Suddenly you're in the marketing department, but you're also in charge of merchandising and you're creating the content and you're the HR department. It's ridiculous. Finding the right tool that not only helps you by taking things off your plate, but by simplifying everything can be such a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is today's next sponsor, Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started, like some of our sponsors use Shopify for their businesses, including like Chill Country as a random example. Getting started with your own design studio is easy. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography if need be. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are strolling or scrolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you are ready to sell, you are ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into reality with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/RBP. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/RBP. Shopify.com/RBP for your $1 per month trial and get started with your selling today. And to close out today's show, a reminder that Kade and I do an ad-free episode with all new content completely separate from our public episodes like this one that we make available weekly on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. We've got over 500 members of the RBP Gang subscribed on Patreon already to receive these ad-free exclusive episodes, and every week we take hotline calls from 888-WR-BOLIN. From those subscribers, we answer questions, we hear their weird and funny stories, sometimes delve into serious life topics as well, but generally we have a really fun time interacting with our listenership through our voicemail hotline there on Patreon. If you've got something you'd like to hear us discuss, call 888-WR-BOLIN and subscribe on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast for a chance to hear that happen. Today, we're going to play a couple of calls from recent episodes and our responses to them from recent episodes on Patreon for you to enjoy so you can get a feel for how those shows operate. Here you go.
Hey, what's up, Ross and Kade? This is Ford from Lake Charles. Me and my wife were just talking about COVID times and how much it sucked, and I kind of was doing some thinking back on it. I was like, you know what? We agreed on. It was actually kind of nice that it actually slowed everything in life down for a second to where we kind of felt like we could catch up and had some social distancing. So you could like, hey, I'm just going to do some self-medication. But I want to hear y'all's thoughts. What was your take on the COVID? I know it's hard for some people, but honestly, I kind of like that it actually slowed things down because now with life going full on with kids, work, everything, I'm like, I kind of wish that we had something that's a severity, but something just to say, everyone chill the fuck out and slow down. All right, gang.
Our boy in Lake Charles is rooting for another worldwide pandemic to shut down the... No, I hear you, though. Look, as I said, I don't know if it was during it, but after it, I definitely shared that 2020 for me was such a mess anyway. Like, I had just launched Bolin Media. I was going through a divorce. My life was in total chaos. I had no idea what I was going to do next or what was happening. I was pretty overall miserable. And so when COVID really, really hit, there was some sort of solace in knowing that it wasn't just me in the crapper anymore. Like the life was kind of fucked up for everyone for a short while. It was like the great equalizer.
Yeah.
You know? And then it got weirder because like I met my now wife and we like dated through it. But that also gave us the opportunity to like just focus on our relationship and work to a certain extent. But, you know, I played 1,000 hours of Apex Legends that year. So I was doing a lot of gaming. But yeah, man, there was something nice about, obviously I think 1 million people died in the United States or something like that. So the death part of it sucked.
Right.
Let's be clear. You don't want people to be sick. And then having COVID sucked.
Oh, it was miserable.
Absolute fucking brutal, worst sickness I've had since like getting the flu for the first time as a kid. Mm-hmm. Like I was just laying in bed with at one point on RBP we had a weighted blanket sponsor. Do you remember this?
I think
many years ago.
Yeah.
And so I had gotten like this 30-pound weighted blanket. And I mean, this was, you could choose the different weights. I got one that was too heavy. Like it was absurd. Like it felt like being in a coffin. But the only thing that could make me feel better when I had COVID for that full week was laying under that giant weighted blanket, just crushing me into the bed. So the obvious downsides aside, there was something nice about the simplicity of life at that point. You didn't have to worry about doing anything.
No one did anything.
For a long stretch there, you literally weren't allowed to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You had to stay home. You had to stay away from people. If you went out, it was eerie. There was like no one on the road.
It was like a ghost town, yeah.
Stores were empty and shit. Everyone's masked up. Some people were wearing like gloves and stuff. It was wild. But the simplicity of it, I do miss sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
It just felt like the chaos of the world stopped. And this is one thing I learned reading that book, The Empath's Survival Guide, which I've referenced many times on this show, is that people who are really sensitive to energy and the energy of other people and just generally sensitive people, we enjoy the nighttime. A lot of us are night owls because there's not much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything feels more calm and simple. And that was sort of the overall feeling for a lot of COVID. Now, this is dependent on you not being plugged into the news 24/7. If you were spending every day watching CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, etc., so on and so forth, then it probably didn't feel very peaceful because it was just nonstop doom and gloom and terrifying headlines and arguing about vaccines, and it's that part of it was not so peaceful. But yeah, there was something about it that was kind of tight.
Yeah.
If you subtract all the death and suffering and job loss and even the economy soared. People were all focused on the stonk market.
Mm-hmm.
Stonk memes were born.
Stonk memes. That was when like it was like GameStop and there's I think like AMC, like they just like took off for
meme stocks. Yeah, dude.
I feel like that was the birth of like not Bitcoin but like the other like.
Well, no, definitely cryptocurrency exploded during that time period as well. Like Bitcoin had been around,
right?
But that's when it became like a mainstream thing.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, it became easier to pitch people on. You can't rely on the government anymore. Can't rely on the United States dollar. We got to make our own internet thing. Like I bought some Bitcoin in that period. I've since sold it all, but like J-Bone got huge into Bitcoin. Yeah, I wish I hadn't sold it, obviously, but J-Bone was huge into Bitcoin.
Yeah, dude, he's talking about like Ethereum and shit.
Oh yeah, Jared bought a digital horse.
Oh yeah,
he had a digital racehorse.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he was like,
that, yeah.
I don't want to say he was as far in as you could possibly go, because you could go further, but he was deep.
Yeah.
If you were buying digital racehorses, you were.
I remember he was
very
talking about
deep.
like this is kind of when like NFT started too. There was like those like trading cards or whatever. Y'all talked about.
Yeah, that was nuts. We derailed, and we still haven't re-railed.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it was, perhaps, but we haven't.
We haven't gotten fully back on track.
No. I don't know if we ever will.
Probably not. We're just gonna make our own track.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's like I still vividly remember what it felt like the first few weeks, because at that point none of us really knew what was going on. It was like, oh, are these the end times?
A little bit.
Like, are we gonna make it back to being a functioning society, or are we fucked? Is this the end? because it was the first major health event like that in my lifetime. You know,
Yeah, I thought like Ebola was gonna be that. I remember like there's a lot of talk about Ebola.
there would be scares with stuff. There was
Yeah.
like Ebola was definitely one. Bird flu at one point.
Yeah, swine flu.
Swine flu. There was always but they never spread enough to become some massive
Like
international
worldwide,
or worldwide thing.
Yeah.
Where like entire societies literally shut down and stopped functioning.
Yeah.
And people will be arguing about the handling of COVID, at least in our country, until we're long gone and dead.
Yeah.
They'll be arguing about that in history classes in 200 years, you know, if we make it that far. Because we still don't really know. Like, I mean, you had to measure the job loss versus the safety of not spreading it, but then did we really even do anything to quell the spread? Like, nobody fucking seems to really know the answers.
Nope, not really.
And like I said, now there's no real reliable news sources to go get real answers on anything. So,
But yeah, when I was a senior in college when it first like started becoming a thing, and like we had
What,
just
COVID?
Yeah,
you were a senior in college?
yeah,
Damn.
and like we had just gotten back from spring break,
Oh God.
and literally the next week they like shut down school, and like we were all online.
So you finished out college senior year online.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you were just in your dorm room, or I guess at that point
we had
an
a
apartment
house.
or something.
Yeah, we had a house. And like, so they announced like we were shut down on Friday, and like that Saturday, or like it might have been like a Sunday or Monday, but it was like St. Patrick's Day. So like that Saturday, we like had a party, and like that was like the last thing we ever did. And then,
Jesus.
yeah, like the next 2 months, we would like me and my roommates, like a lot, like I would say like 95% like the school just like left, but like people who had
Just
houses,
went home?
Yeah, but people who had houses that didn't want to go home, we just like stayed and hung out and stuff. You know, I guess we weren't supposed to, but like every day, like we had like some online classes, but they were bullshit. Like I wouldn't even like turn on my camera. I would just like say I'm here, and then just like, you know, like we had some like, I don't know, like quizzes here and there, like assignments. Well, like I take 5 minutes and like I was done for the day, and I would just like play video games, smoke weed, watch movies. Me and my friend would like walk to the gas station and just like get whatever. And
Just to get out of the house?
Yeah. Just go on walks. No, go to the house and like play some basketball here and there.
The frat
And yeah,
house?
Yeah. And then just get like fucking drunk in our backyard. And like that was like 2 months of our lives. And
Yeah.
it was the best time of our lives ever.
Dude, yeah, there was so much day drinking going
Yeah.
on during that period.
Mm-hmm.
It really made me regret being sober. It's like I picked, you know, I guess I was like 3 years in at that point, so I couldn't turn back either.
Mm-hmm.
And going through everything I was going through on top of that, I was like, God, it'd be nice to just be able to go back to being a raging drunk right now.
Drink 2 bottles of wine and watch Les Mis. Yeah.
Yeah, people were just kicking it in their backyard, 6 feet apart from each other, chugging beers all day.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking nobody did any work.
No.
There was all this talk like 6 months in about the impact on education, and everybody felt so bad for like seniors in high school and seniors in college who
Yeah.
the end of their college and high school careers got kind of wrecked by this.
Yeah. And then like the like kids like in elementary school, like they're not like
Caught
able to
up.
get-
Now
yeah.
that's like legit. Like
Yeah.
my stepdaughter is 6, and her age group, like they definitely fell behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like it impacted their education
Yeah.
100%. Because those first several years of your life are so important in terms of what you're taking in educationally.
Yeah.
And like,
And
yeah.
even just like socially, like
Oh,
making friends and stuff.
huge impact there for sure. But no, it was insane. Like I still remember Barrett, my co-host on Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, like coming by the house. I think he was dropping something off, and we just, you know, the big window by your desk.
Yeah.
We just like talked to each other through it, and then we high-fived through it.
Like you're in fucking prison.
Yes,
like on a
dude.
call.
Exactly like that. It was so ridiculous. I like filmed it because I was like, I can't believe we're having to do this. I was like
Yeah.
high-fiving him through the wall. I think I put it on Instagram stories or something. I will also say one of the big downsides that doesn't get talked about that much, I feel like 2020 made the social media epidemic significantly worse because everybody sat around on their phones all day just scrolling and posting
and just being online
and just
stuff,
being
yeah.
a bit chronically online.
not having like anyone to talk to. So
Yeah, there was nowhere else to get social interaction, without some level of risk. And especially for the generation, I mean, technically your generation, Gen Z,
Yeah.
but you're old Gen Z.
I'm like the first
Yeah.
year Gen Z.
So like younger Gen Z and then Gen Alpha
yeah.
got really messed up socially by COVID.
Yeah.
That's why you see all these headlines about, how none of these young people have any relationships.
Yeah.
Like friends, girlfriends, dating is dead. Like their sex lives are in the toilet.
Well, for some, maybe not all.
I'm talking for the younger ones, though.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely not for all. But for a larger chunk of people,
Yeah.
we know you fuck, Kade. But for a larger chunk of people than any generation recently, they just like didn't develop socially.
Yeah.
And everything is online. And now you've got Zuckerberg trying to make them AI friends and
Right.
Elon Musk creating anime girlfriends for Grok and shit like that. Like it's a mess. So the implications of everything that came out of COVID will be studied forever. It's crazy because it's the first pandemic with technology involved. Right? Like prior to that, like Black Plague and shit like that, they didn't have fucking Instagram.
No, they weren't TikToking back in
No.
No,
They were just wandering the streets, stacking
bleeding out
bodies.
their eyes and
Yeah, dude.
the ears and every other hole they got. Yeah.
So it just, it hit different. But yeah. Yeah. Shout out to COVID, man. It's still surreal,
Yeah.
5 years removed. I'm still like, what? Like we're still, that's one thing that also probably doesn't get talked about enough. We're still processing it. Like every individual is still processing their specific experience that they had during that time period, whether it be, economically or socially or whatever, personally, professionally. Like the widespread impact, the sprawl of it all is like something it's really hard to wrap your head around. And man, yeah, we'll be talking about that shit for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
40 years down the road, telling my grandkids about like what it was like being alive
Back in
during
my
that
day,
point.
yeah.
Or maybe I won't because my story will be a little too dark. But I won't give them the details. Maybe
Yeah.
I won't say Grandpa played 1,000 hours of Apex Legends, but I'll share the overall strangeness with them.
Sure.
So I do feel you though, Lake Charles. There was a simplicity to it, but I can't join you in rooting for it to come back. And I don't think there's any way for us to achieve that level of societal pause without it being accompanied by horrible ramifications and hundreds of thousands of deaths. So I can't root for it, but there was a silver lining in there somewhere. Next call.
Boys, it's Jess and MC. I don't know if you guys get this algorithm as men, but there's a trend called like your hear me out guys. A little old now, but it's like basically men you think are attractive or people you find attractive that aren't like traditionally attractive. So like I know common ones are like Larry David gets brought up, I think, stuff like that. My personal hear me out is Tony Soprano. And I asked my husband, I was like, who would be your hear me out? And he had zero answer. And I started thinking, like, is this just a girl thing? Are men too shallow? Are there hear me out in the form of women? So if you guys have a hear me out, I'd love to hear it because he has yet to come up with one. All right, keep it up.
Jess, great call. I think that was Jess. First of all, Tony Soprano being your hear me out
I don't feel
insane.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
No, I was agreeing with you.
That's a terrible hear me out. What's wrong with you? He's a fucking monster. And I love The Sopranos and like I love a piece of Tony, but overall, just a dog shit person. But if we're talking strictly from an attractiveness level, even I kind of get it. I kind of get what you're saying. Larry David is another hilarious
But like that's
one.
saying like a lot of like women like found Tony attractive.
Yeah.
So it's not really like a
Yeah, but he's also not a real person. Like Larry David is a real person. Tony Soprano as a character, like people don't say James Gandolfini hear me out.
Yeah.
They say Tony Soprano hear me out. Because he had a certain sweat. Like James Gandolfini wore cargo shorts and Birkenstocks and dressed like a dad going bowling.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But Tony with the danger and the swagger and the power and the money and the violence and the intrigue and he was a very layered character.
Yeah.
So I get the hear me out.
But like, I feel like the hear me out should be someone that like isn't like. Well, I see what you're saying, but like, because he's not real. But like, I don't think it should matter if like the person's like real or not. It should. Do you find this person attractive? And it's like people who are like
not traditionally attractive.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. And I mean, Gandolfini was an overweight, not classically handsome.
Yeah.
Ape.
Yeah.
It's kind of an ape.
Mm-hmm.
And I see these a lot on Twitter.
Yeah. They've done like the cakes for like there'll be like a cake and people will like have a stick with like the character, like person, whatever, and they'll like put it in the cake. And that's like, I think what started this trend maybe.
I haven't even seen that.
Yeah. Hear me out cakes.
Okay. Cakes? What the fuck? But I have noticed that every time a dude does it, they like misfire horribly.
Yeah, because
it'll be like Scarlett Johansson, hear me out. And I'm like, this isn't a hear me out.
Yeah. Or like, I feel like it's a lot of like animated characters.
Yeah.
But like, again, like in like the animated movies or shows or whatever, like they are like attractive. Like it sounds weird to say, but like they're like meant to be attractive in the show. Like,
yeah, to answer her question, it kind of doesn't work for dudes.
No.
I mean, dudes doing hear me outs
Yeah.
don't work very well. Because women are just objectively more beautiful creatures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and women can find other qualities in men that they find attractive that isn't just looks.
yeah. Well, and there's just, I guess, it feels like, I'm trying to think of a good example of one that I would throw out there that's not like offensive.
Okay, here's one that's the you've seen Cars, right?
Sort of.
The movie. Okay, well, there's like a female car that's like Lightning
People
McQueen.
don't hear me out.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like,
Yeah,
so
but that's just a funny joke.
yeah. So like
And
that,
like, yeah, that's a hot car.
yeah. So like I get that. Like
It's
that's
the eyes,
it's yeah yeah
Hear me out.
yeah
So okay, I get that. Like
Yeah.
mine would be like the girls from Broad City, hear me out.
Okay.
Like Alana Glazer and Abby Jacobson, hear me
Yeah.
out. But that doesn't like they're both beautiful women. Like, so you know what I mean? It just feels fucking stupid
yeah.
to do
It
one.
doesn't like translate.
It doesn't hit the same. No, I don't know. It just works better women doing it to men, their
Mm-hmm.
hear me outs, and having it be like Larry David is a perfect example where like you would not consider him to be traditionally
Yeah.
hot. But then there's something about Larry David that some chicks just want to fucking get in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like dudes will say like Lola Bunny. Like I feel like that's a common one, but like
Yeah, but again, that's just an objectively sexy rabbit.
yeah. So yeah, no, I just don't think it really works as well for guys. But
Now I'm seeing
I've seen one that said Judge Judy.
Judge Judy, hear me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't she have some
Kind of works for older women,
Yeah.
like elderly.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the hear me out cakes now, and these are absurd. One has Kermit the Frog.
I don't
Hear me out, Kermit the Frog? What the fuck? Yeah, it seems like a lot of animated characters. Like people do the Na'vi from Avatar, like hear me out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That it just doesn't make as much sense when they're not real to me, anyway. Like
Yeah, like
this cake has Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid. That's an objectively attractive prince,
yeah.
blue-eyed, strong-jawed man.
I saw there was one where like one of the girls like put another girl's dad on it. That was really funny. But yeah, I don't know. It's
most of the ones I see go viral on Twitter are dumb as hell, and the replies are all people being like, "You absolute moron." It's usually dudes that posted the "Hear Me Out," and it's something like the example I gave earlier, where it's like Scarlett Johansson,
Yeah.
and the replies are all like, "You absolute doofus of a troll. Like, she would never even look at you. She's one of the hottest women on the planet. How is this a hear me out?"
Yeah. I've seen one that has like Robert Pattinson, Zac Efron, Tom Holland,
Like,
Zayn Malik, whatever, and then there's a fucking Jar Jar Binks.
Oh man, I'm looking at one that has one of the Na'vi from Avatar, and then what's Harry's uncle's name in Harry Potter? He turns into a wolf. Sirius Black.
Okay, not the. Okay, yeah.
It has Sirius Black, and then Woody from Toy Story.
Okay. Sure.
He's a toy.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
Weird.
I guess
trend.
if like
weird trend, this one.
we were like in that universe and we were like toys, like then yeah, who's the cowgirl from Toy Story? Then yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, it's just a weird.
I'm more of a Bo Peep guy.
Bo Peep. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah. Yeah. This one has the Grinch, like Jim Carrey's Grinch on it. So I don't understand the concept of the cake. Does everybody get a stick and put it in the cake?
Yes.
That's a hear me out cake? So you have like a party and everybody brings their hear me out on a stick and then you stick them in the cake?
Yeah. I don't think like I think it's just like people aren't throwing a party for like just to have a hear me out cake. It's just like they're having people over and they're just it's like just a viral trend kind of thing. Like you're just gonna get a cake.
Like I said, we derailed and we're not back on the track.
No.
The hear me out cake is a recent trend on social media, particularly TikTok, where people bake or decorate cakes to express their unconventional or niche crushes. This usually involves using popsicle sticks, cutouts of the person or character they are crushing on. The phrase hear me out itself is a common internet phrase used before presenting a controversial or silly idea. Yeah. People will do it for like, what's that young Democratic politician? AOC. People be like, AOC, hear me out. I'm like, okay, that's one I
don't even feel like that's a
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's often Republicans who are doing that one as a hear me out. But weird trend, man.
Yeah.
Not one like it. Let me put it this way: if somebody throws me out there as a hear me out, like, it's kind of offensive.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm like, okay, what the fuck? You have to be heard out.
Yeah, you have to explain why you would.
What the? Yeah, it's harsh, you know.
Yeah.
Harsh trend.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why it's better for it to be animated characters and pretend people.
Right.
And the deceased.
Sure. Yeah.
Like Tony Soprano.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm in the camp that he's alive. No spoilers, but
Oh yeah.
James Gandolfini is dead.
Right.
Rest in peace, King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, that's all you get for free today. Now head to patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast and subscribe for just $5 a month to access those ad-free episodes that drop every week. You also gain access to our entire backlog of ad-free Patreon-exclusive episodes from the last 5 years. So many episodes you have never heard if you've never been on Patreon. Patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. Huge shout-out and big thanks to everyone who is already on Patreon. But thank you to all of you who are with us here today in general. We appreciate it. Apologies that today's show is a little bit shorter than usual. I've got my mom in town. Need to go spend time with her. Schedule got a little cramped this week, but we will be back next week, and we do have an over hour and 20-minute almost, maybe hour and 15-minute, over an hour-long episode on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast that you can go enjoy if you need more of Kade and I.
Oh, yeah.
If you're just tweaking over us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, remember, you are not alone. Peace be with you.
And also with you.